Hello guys, today we're going to be working on this French door Maytag refrigerator, and the complaint that we have is that it's leaking water, but this repair also applies if you are not getting any water or ice. So the first thing you're going to do is check the water valve, and I got a couple pictures here in case you have the same model. You can see how this one looks like. There's the display control, and this is the model number for this refrigerator. Welcome to DIY Repair Now. Read all the warnings, and during this video you will see one or more of these icons to help you do this repair safe. So as you can see, there's where the leak is coming from. The actual water valve is leaking. So if you have a similar issue, whether it's leaking from that spot right there where you can see or anywhere else, this is the solution for your repair. We're gonna disconnect the refrigerator and remove all the screws. They're about 6-7 screws around this back panel. So remove all of them, and now we're gonna go ahead and start the project by replacing the water valve. As you can see in this footage, we're gonna go ahead and press and release the water valve. For some reason, I find that all the Whirlpools in Maytag, which Maytag is made by Whirlpool after 2006, to remove this piece of water hose is kind of difficult from the old water valve. So sometimes I like to cut just the water hose and then attach the new water valve. But in this case, I am going to go ahead and remove these connections. That was the power connections for the water valve, and as I was saying, I'm going to go ahead and try to remove the water hose. Just go ahead and put a piece of a rug or something underneath. Be prepared for water to spill out, and go ahead and press. As you see, it was hard to remove it because it has a press and release. You have to press the ring to be able to remove this piece of water hose. And there is the ring, and inside deep in there is a piece of rubber that prevents the water tubing from leaking. But this is the ring that you're supposed to press down and then pull the water hose out to release it from the attachment. Now, as I was saying, inside is a piece of rubber that seals this tubing, so sometimes that rubber creates a mark in the tubing. So I like to always cut a little piece. If you want to do that, that's fine. If you just want to disattach it from the other one and put it in, is fine. I always like to cut a little bit, that way the piece of rubber ring that it's inside it doesn't go to the same spot, because I had a couple issues once where, because it already have a gap around the water hose, it would not seal properly and it will start leaking afterwards. Now here is the new water valve. You can find a link in the description of this video if you guys want to order a new part for your refrigerator. And I probably put two different part numbers. I realized that one was more expensive than the other one, and they were very similar parts. It was basically no difference, so you decide which one you're gonna get. Like I said, it's gonna be a link in the description of this video, but I'm just trying to make sure if the new part matches the attachment, because I didn't get the one was telling me, so I had to bend a little bit of the metal there just to make it fit, but it was not a big deal. It was the same exact water valve, as you can see. So I'm just trying to make sure it's gonna work for me. Go ahead and install the screw and just remove the water hoses from the old valve and install it to the new one. One of these hoses goes to the water dispenser inside the refrigerator. As I was saying, you see, you need to be prepared for water to spill out. Just gonna grab a piece of cup and grab like a bucket or something and just made it drain there. This is all the water that is coming from the water filter, by the way. So this is what I was talking about. The filter inside, it's on the top. So when you remove the water hose that is connected to the filter housing and also the filter, the water is coming back towards this tubing. And again, I always cut a little bit of the water hoses, that way that ring, rubber, seal, gasket, however you want to call it, it doesn't seal in the same spot and it might be loose. So again, you will see this process: press and release. You need to press the ring, the plastic ring, not the other one. There you go. And see, another piece out of each one. I cut a little bit, that way it seals properly, because you don't know if the old water valve create a damage to the water hose and it might not seal correctly. And just fish it in. You will be able to feel when it goes in, and when it goes through the rubber seal ring inside, you will feel it in your hand. So if you don't put it right, that water hose will pop out when you open the water valve. Also remember, guys, to turn off the water. I forgot to tell you that at the beginning of the video, but you need to turn off the water line, the water hose, the water valve, and to be able to do this repair, and also disconnect the refrigerator to prevent a shock from the electricity. And as you can see, I'm putting this one, which is this is the main line. It goes into the water valve, and this is the piece that is coming from the water supply and the wall. Now just go ahead and dry everything, that way when you open the water valve, you will see if it's leaking or not, because if you don't dry it out, it might make you think that it's leaking when it's not. As you see, I am making sure the water hose is all the way in, because I don't want to open the water valve and water is going to be all over the place. However, this homeowner went and turned off the main water line for the whole house, because the water valve that is for the refrigerator wasn't working. Go ahead and connect your terminals for the electricity on the water valve, as you can see in the video. Go ahead and plug the refrigerator in. Now the homeowner went and opened the main water valve just to make sure it's not leaking or anything. And the video pretty much explains everything that I am doing. So just follow the video. Always be prepared for water to spill out. Always, make sure you disconnect the refrigerator and turn off the water supply. That way you don't create a flood and you don't get shocked by the electricity. Just try to be as safe as you can. Now he already opened the water valve and it's not leaking. I don't see anything leaking. We're gonna go ahead and start installing all the screws for this back panels. They're 1/4 screws, and like I said, they're about 5. I think it's about 7 screws. At this point, we're pretty much done. Just gonna go ahead and install the screws back on the this panel, and then we're gonna check, make sure we get in water, and we're gonna go ahead and wait for the ice maker to dump some ice. Well, the homeowner will we'll do a follow-up on that, just to make sure the ice maker is gonna start working again. But again, if in this case you saw that it was leaking, you can visually see where it was leaking from. And again, if you are not getting any ice or not getting any water on the water dispenser, go ahead and disconnect the water hose from the wall, and make sure from the water valve on the wall, and make sure you got enough water pressure, because sometimes if you don't have enough pressure, that's a plumbing problem and it's not your refrigerator. So go ahead and detach the water hose from the wall and make sure you got enough water pressure there. And the other thing that you got to do before you replace this water valve is go ahead and replace the filter housing. I mean the filter, because sometimes you can have a clogged filter if you're not getting any water or ice. If you replace the filter, the other two things that, oh, by the way, this is the part number. I just focus it there for you, and you can get this part and the link on the description of this video. And what I was saying, oh, the other things that it can be is the filter housing, the actual part that holds the filter. Now in this model, the filter housing is not common. They're more common on GE filter. And as you can see, we're getting water right there. Homeowner was helping me just to find out if it was getting water, and it did. So again, the filter housing is not common. There's the part number again. So in this case, it was just the water valve. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.